You guys, there is a reason when we went to school, the first things that I remember, and at least when I talk to other people in my generation, the millennial generation, the first things that we remember for the most part is things about Christopher Columbus, that he was the first one to come to America, that about seeing a representation of the earth, this globe, on an axis that spins around, dinosaurs. It's all of these things, you guys, and it's about deception. Okay. And you guys, the reason why this is so important is this is the main battle plan and tactic of the enemy. And the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is so that you guys can direct your prayers at the weapons and the attacks of the enemy. You guys, there's a reason why I spend more of my time in prayer and standing in the gap in the spirit than making my content to make sure that it's more palatable and more that it's going to gain more views, that it's going to that I'm going to present it in the right way, taking hours doing edited videos. There's a reason why I spend more of my time in the spirit and in the prayer, because that is where the battle is won. I don't rely on myself. And that's something that some brothers and sisters don't understand, you guys, is that a lot of them, and they don't realize that they're doing this, they rely more on what they can do, the revelations that the Lord is giving them, and they rely more on their self to get this information out, even though that's good and that's what the Lord wants us to do. But to invest, to spend, right? To spend your time more wisely in what is going to impact, what is going to help humanity and people and the world and the kingdom more. And that is in prayer and in the spirit. But I want to share with you guys something. Why the first thing when the disciples ask, what is going to be the sign in the end days? And the first thing Jesus says is, "Let no man deceive you. Let no man deceive you." And you guys, um, even one of the biggest organizations, right, in the whole entire world, that name means is it can mean deception, right? Deception is the main thing, the main weapon and tactic of the enemy. And as soon as we go into school, you guys, it's all about Christopher Columbus, right? It's all about dinosaurs. It's all about all of these things, you guys. And I'm not saying, when I say that they are deception, I'm not saying that none of them were not true. I'm saying the way that they were presented for and how they actually went um is it was is and was a deception. And the reason for that is because the more people, you guys, when you realize that humans are all connected together, there's a common connection that all humans have together. And when so many people in the population on the whole world are deceived, it manifests a power that the enemy can use. He manipulates that, okay? And he uses that to wage war and he wants to gain the souls. He wants people to willingly, mankind to willingly accept his agenda, the way that he sees things, the way that he says presents is what is right and wrong. And he wants mankind to willingly give themselves over to that. And what the battle of the end days is the Spirit of Christ operating through the children of God and the spirit of Antichrist, and us going head to head, toe to toe with them and fighting for what is truth and revealing it to the world, and for people to make a judgment call and to choose which side that their mankind is going to choose to be on, right? You guys, the UFO things, the aliens, all of that stuff, you guys, all of those fallen angels and demons, their crafts that they fly around in the spiritual realm, a lot of the times they cannot even be seen. What they are used for is to go over certain areas and to use their weapons, the vibrations and frequencies that emit from them, that come forth from these beings of deception, that come forth from these, what do we call them? We call them craft. What do we know craft as? Craft is something, is an energy that can be manipulated and used for it's used for evil purposes. It's used to deceive, to lie, to steal, to destroy, right? And so these craft, right? It's even in the name, these UFOs are crafts, right? That's the power of witchcraft. And coming from them, they come over cities and towns, people, places, houses, building, and they use that energy to deceive people, to get them to believe, to slow, to work on them throughout time so that they hand themselves over to the ideologies and the spirit, and in turn the spirit of Satan, the spirit of Antichrist, so that when their time for their death comes, that the enemy will have access, he will have right to their soul. He wants to take that soul into his realm with him. And so the more people believe in a deception, right? The more people who partake in it, human beings, the greater the power, right? If we have only half of the people in the world, say there's 8 billion people in the world, and only half of them accept the enemy's agenda, and only half of them believe in Satan's lie and the way that Satan presents things, and the other things, and the other half believes in righteousness and truth and the way of truth, the way, the truth, and the life, then we have very good odds, right? We have a very good that their power is not going to be as strong that they're going to wield in the world. Now, if if 7 billion of them fall under the enemy's agenda and embrace his ideologies and his plans and the way that he think things should go, then that's a lot different. We're looking at more of a battle. We're looking at more collective energy from mankind that the enemy uses and manipulates to come up against the kingdom of Christ. Okay, I want to show you something else real quick, you guys. This game. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. You guys had to find this. So I want to give you another example, you guys, of the enemy's tactics and his plan and his witchcraft. Okay, right here, you might have seen something about this video game. And you guys, I want to tell you something, that it's no coincidence that right here in Houston, we just had the statue of one of the a 90-foot tall statue of this monkey god that is just got raised up in Houston. Okay, what the enemy is doing is he's attempting to defile and draw the hearts and the consciousness of people in this area that the Lord has given to God's people for a purpose. And he's trying to sway the hearts and the souls and the spirits of the people in this area. Okay. But if you've seen this, this game is called Black Myth or something like that. Okay. And it's, you see the world okay, which is the enemy, the world. This world is run by Satan. He has pushed this game very majorly, okay. He has pushed this game a lot because and put it out there to get into people's minds, and so people can play this game because it's about black magic, it's about dark energy. And what he wants to you, he wants more, the more people play this game, you guys, the more people accept it, come into agreement with it, play it, glorify it, spend hours and hours and hours of their time playing this game, there's more energy, dark power that the enemy then manipulates, and he harnesses that energy in the world, and he uses it to come up against us. He uses it to come up against the kingdom. He uses it to come up against the children of God. And the effects of this power that the enemy wields against us can have many different effects on us. It can make us tired, it can make us sick, it can make us irritated, it can make us restless. All it can have very negative things. So exposing stuff like this, you guys, and coming up against it, remember, this battle is not fought against flesh and blood. This battle is fought in the spiritual realm. Our weapons are mighty for the pulling down of strongholds. And just like the well, I won't say that yet until it happens, because I don't want to expose myself before it happens. But I've learned that in the past few years. But you guys, this is what the reason, okay? This is why Yeshua, our King, our Father in the flesh, said, be careful. Do not be deceived. Do not let the enemy deceive you, and do not be deceived. Many come in the name and they say, I am the Christ. I know the way and the truth and the life. I know the way to eternal salvation. And they don't, you guys. Unfortunately, most of the people who say that are not true Holy Spirit led children of God, and they don't know the way, the truth, and the life. Some of them know 50% of the way, some of them know 60 and 70. But you guys, it is those who are led by the Spirit of truth. The Spirit of truth does not deceive, okay? And even if you don't know and understand everything or even most of it, that does not mean that you are not led by the Spirit of truth. Just because you might not understand what I am saying, or never had revelation of it, does not mean that you're not led by the Spirit of truth, okay? But what I am saying to you is truth, okay? And this is the plans, the tactics, and the weapons of the enemy exposed. I wanted to share this with you guys. And you guys, another thing, this really disgusting thing about Donald Trump and JD Vance. And I'm this deserves its own video, so I'm going to do its own video. And because I need to elaborate on some things. So anyway, I love you guys. God bless you all in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Oh, you guys, uh actually, there is, well, actually, I'll do another video. I'll do a separate video about it. All right, you guys, I love you. God bless.